Welcome to part 38 of The Narrow Gate. September the 21st, 2024 by man's calendar. And you know, when the Lord first told me to do this chapter, I did not know why. I didn't understand why. I know I love this book, don't misunderstand me, but I didn't understand why he wanted it tied in to the narrow gate. Because it's a narrow way, and few there be thereupon, and very few can truly believe in these things to happen. But I want to recap verse 12. Verily, verily, I say to you, he that believes on me, the works that I do shall he do also, and greater works than these shall he do, because I go to my Father. And I asked you at the end of the last part, are you doing these things? Are you laying hands on the sick and them recovering right then like he did? Those lepers and stuff recovered straight away, and they ran on to do their thing, and only one of them returned back to praise him for healing them. That proves that it was instantaneous healing. The woman who touched the hem of his garment was healed in that self-same moment. That proves it was instantaneous. There was no waiting. These things can be done. You have to believe in them. You have to believe. Because all things are possible to them that believe. But if you don't believe, if you put doubt in it, it's not going to happen because of your unbelief. So if you don't believe that God can heal people, don't lay your hands on them because you are not an elder. If you don't know that God is going to heal them, don't touch them. If you don't know that God is going, it ain't always just healing though that people come up for. Sometimes people just need God to move menacing spirits out of their way. Or sometimes they just need God to move on a situation in their life that is breaking their heart and destroying their peace. But if you don't believe for these things, then don't lay hands on them. If you don't know beyond a shadow of a doubt that it's going to happen, don't put your hands on people because you're not an elder. I know that God is going to do these things because he promised. So yes, I want to pray for people. It's not me doing it. All I'm doing is praying and putting my hand there. It is God. I'm just a conduit for God because he can't set foot down yet. Because if he does, everything's over. Ball game's over. Poof, done. He cannot set foot down here to do it himself physically yet. Because once he does that, game's over. This is why he needs us to be workers in the field right this minute, right now, and doing these works. Because he needs people to come to him in these last minutes, these last hours of this last day. But our unbelief is hindering his work. Don't let your unbelief hinder the work of God. It's not you doing it. It's him. He's just using your hands. That's a tool. You're a tool. That's all you are. You're just a tool for the master to use right now. You know, they called him the master of the wood because he was a carpenter, right? We are just one of his tools in his plan. And he knows which tool he has need of and when. So if he's telling you to do something, be obedient, because you don't know what thing he's building with that. He's a carpenter after all, and he's still building great things. Did Noah question when God said, go get this gopher wood? Where he found a gopher that built wood, I don't know. I'd like to talk to him. I'd like to get me some of that wood built by that gopher. But anyways, besides that point, did Noah question? Did he say, well, God, why you need me to do that? Did Noah say, well, Lord, why does it have to be that big? Why can't we do it this way? Did he try to change God's plan? No. Every time I try to do something, people will say to me, why don't you do it this way? Why don't you do it that way? Because I'm doing it the way God told me. Shut up and stay out of my way. If you don't understand it, just get out of my way. It ain't like I'm asking you to do it for me. I'm doing what the Lord told me. It has to be done to his specs in order for it to come out right. If Noah had built that ark 1 inch off, it would have threw everything off. He had to do it exactly as God said because God knew the way. God knew what he was doing. That's right. Jesus knew what he was doing. And when he told Noah the way to do this ark, if Noah had changed one thing, him and his family would have died. We cannot change even the slightest detail when God gives us an order. We have to do it exactly as he says for his purpose. We don't know why it has to be that way. When Jesus said to me, will you go to the mountain and pray? I said, yes, Lord. And I just went. I didn't know the outcome. I didn't know why. I didn't ask why. Because I know my Father's voice. And I know devils wouldn't send you to pray. Not like what Moses and them went to the mountain to pray. Devils ain't going to send you to do something God would send you to do. They don't want you to do what the Lord wants you to do. They try to stop you from it. Which is exactly what my family tried to do. They tried to prevent me from going. But Bo said, no, we will go. Because he understood there was an importance to it. Even if I couldn't tell him what it was. So we went. Me, him, and Kenny. If God had told me in 2020 when I started this that my family was going to die, if he had told me that Bo and Kenny would be gone in 2021, if he had said to me, will you go do this, but if you do this, be aware they're going to die, I would have went anyway. My heart may be broken because they are gone and I do miss them every day. But I would have went anyway. Because why? Because of my people. My people that I'm expecting God to move for. The family he promised me. I'm already working for that family. Because he promised me a big family. A saved family. A family to serve him with. And I am working for that. He promised to save my family. 'Family. 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 ' I'm working for that. That's worthwhile. Because I knew that if he took Bo and Kenny, or if he took me, or whichever thing come first, that we'd be together again one day, as long as we're serving God to the end. And they were. They was helping me right up to their last. So it is my belief they are in the bosom of Father Abraham, awaiting the resurrection. They're already in it, though, aren't they, when you think about it? Because Jesus said, I am the resurrection and the life. There where death can touch them no more. Death has no more sting on them. They are safe. Blessed are they that take part in the first death, on whom the second death hath no hold, right? The second death can't touch you. The first death is to die out to sin. If you die out to sin, the second death hath no more hold on you. And it can't touch you. You can't die. You will be transformed in a moment, a twinkling of an eye. A twinkling of an eye is something you cannot see. It just happens. Think about that for a bit. Let's get back into this, shall we? Because it's getting good. It's really getting good. John 14:13. And whosoever, and whatsoever, I wasn't looking at it right, and whatsoever you shall ask in my name, that will I do, that the Father may be glorified, which means honored, in the Son. See, Jesus is going to do this, whatever you ask in his name. Even if you ask him for something and you forget what it was, he's still going to do it, as long as you believed in it when you asked. But you got to believe for it. See, I'm bad to say it and forget it, because I believe it's done. So I'm just like, here, Jesus, take this, do this for me. I'll see you when it's done. I'll give you honor and glory then, because I'll remember I asked for it. Hey, I got a lot in my mind. Don't expect, I asked somebody at work the other day, but they didn't hear me because most people don't listen to me. I asked somebody at work, because I knocked my brains out. I said, how many times can you knock your brains out before you run completely out? And nobody heard me. It was just a thought that came in my mind. I was so tired. So I'm going to ask y'all, how many times can you knock your brains out before you run completely out? Bet you don't know. Let's hope we never find out, right? We got to have a little joy here. Guess what? Miracles are coming. As soon as you believe for them. The only thing holding up your miracle is you. It's already there. Our petitions are granted beforehand. But you can't receive them until you believe for them. They're already yours, but you can't have it till you believe it. That's what I said. See you in the next part. We're going to continue this.